The truth which we all have to accept right now is that budget phones are getting more and more expensive nowadays. If you want a pretty capable budget phone, you should expect to spend somewhere from 180,000 to 200,000 Nigerian naira. Imagine the amount for a budget phone. However, there are still a few standouts priced around 150k which you can buy right now, such as the Tecnopop 9, the Infinix Smart 9, the Samsung Galaxy A06, the Itel P65, the Infinix Hot 50i, the Tecno Spark 30C, and finally the Redmi 14C. So in this video I'm going to be comparing all 7 of these phones so you can see the best value option at 150,000 naira. Let's start with the accessories which are provided with in the box. It's quite obvious that most budget phones come with the necessary items in the packaging. However, that also can be said about the Samsung Galaxy A06. In this device's box, you only get a USB-C cable, which disappoints me greatly. That they did this for their flagship phones made sense, but this is a budget phone and the only reason you buy it is to save money. So why do they want you to spend much more on accessories? In conclusion to that, each phone gets a point except the Samsung Galaxy A06. Now we move on to the design and build quality. There are two subcategories in this aspect, wherein I'm going to judge the phone with the best design as well as the phone with the best build quality. For the design, two phones are on my mind because they look exactly identical, one being the Infinix Hot 50i and the second being the Infinix Smart 9. If you don't look properly, I'm sure you are not going to notice any difference between both phones. Obviously, some people are going to prefer the gaming aesthetic of the Itel P65 or the iPhone clone design of the Pop 9. But in my opinion, I think these ones have the best looking design in this bunch, so they get half points each. But as for the build quality, I'm going with the Redmi 14C, and that's because it has a glass back whilst others are constructed entirely from plastic. I personally don't prefer glass to plastic because it has a higher tendency to break and it also makes the phone much heavier, but it's still the more premium material, so yeah, half points for the Redmi 14C as well. What about battery and charging speeds? As for battery size, 5000 mAh is pretty much the industry standards and every single phone here comes with a 5000 mAh cell, except the Redmi 14C. That phone comes with a 5160 mAh battery, which is obviously bigger and should last a little bit longer. And as for the charging, I can tell you that obviously I'm still upset that Samsung didn't give us any charger in the box.
What's that, brother?
But that didn't stop them from bringing the fastest charging speed here at 25 watts. The Smart 9 brings the slowest charging speed here at 10 watts. The Pop 9 brings 15 watt fast charging, whilst the remaining ones bring 18 watt fast charging. So I guess the point here goes to the Samsung Galaxy A06. Now we're going to take a look at the display. All phones here have really good screens for consuming your favorite TV shows, but when you look at the specs, they all look the same on paper. The same 720p IPS panels with around 500 nits of brightness. That's definitely not suitable for outdoor usage. However, I don't include the Samsung Galaxy A06. Unlike the ones which come with a 120Hz refresh rate, this one still comes with a 60Hz display. Imagine a 60Hz display in 2025. I guess we are definitely calling the cops. I also don't like how the Redmi 14C looks. Both this phone and the Samsung come with this teardrop notch which they are calling the infinity display. Yeah, I'm not falling for that. I think adopting a teardrop notch in 2025 is most definitely a turn off. So all the other phones get the point except for these two. It's not looking good for the Samsung here, but that might just be about to change. Let's take a look at the software and updates for a bit. Tecno iOS, Infinix's XOS, Itel's Itel OS, and Redmi's HyperOS. These are really beautiful and intuitive UIs, but I would prefer the cleanliness of Samsung's One UI skin powering the A06. And unlike the others where it's safe to say there is no software support period, the A06 comes with 2 years of Android updates, which for the price is very impressive. Hey cops, don't bother coming. So the Samsung Galaxy A06 claims this point. Now let's talk about the special features. All phones here support splash-proof rating except for the Samsung Galaxy A06 and the Itel P65, so they claim their respective points. On the area of the speakers, the Infinix Hot 50i, Tecno Spark 30C and the Infinix Smart 9 all support stereo speakers which are louder and more immersive while consuming content. So 3 points for those 3 smartphones as well. Now let's talk about the performance. This area is kind of pretty hard to judge accurately because at the end of the day, all these phones perform the way you should expect a budget phone to. However, if you are thinking about the one which performs the best, that's what I'll tell you right now. Behind the Technospark 30C, the Infinix Hot 50i, Smart 9, Samsung Galaxy A06 and the Redmi 14C is the MediaTek Helio G81. Whilst powering both the Tecnopop 9 and the Itel P65 is the Unisoc Tiger T615. Putting both chips side by side, the Helio G81 undoubtedly smashes it, so every other phone gets the point apart from the Pop 9 and the Itel P65. Before we go on, I would need you to smash that subscribe button down below to join our amazing family. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the cameras. I'll be judging this category based on 1. Megapixel count and 2. Video resolution. 4 phones come with a 50 megapixel camera, namely the Technospark 30C, the Redmi 14C, the Samsung Galaxy A06 and the Itel P65. The Pop 9 and Smart 9 bring a 30 megapixel camera and the Infinix Hot 50i brings a 48 megapixel camera. So I give half points each to the 4 phones that come with the 50 megapixel camera. And as for video resolution, they all get half points as they all shoot in 1080p max. So to round this up, coming in last place is the Itel P65. It didn't actually surprise me considering that this phone was only built to really cater to gamers. Not everyone is going to like the design. It's pretty fine, but it's definitely not my own type. Coming in third place is a tie of the Samsung Galaxy A06 and the Tecnopop 9. Honestly, I would rather have the Pop 9 despite its shortcomings. Like, the Samsung doesn't have any excuses. Who gives 60Hz in 2025? I don't understand. Second place is the Redmi 14C and it's a very solid phone which isn't actually that bad, although I wish it would have come out on first place as it's a Redmi phone. Xiaomi are really known for making the most intuitive, most exciting smartphones, but it isn't really terrible. And the first place is a tie which consists of the Technospark 30C, the Infinix Smart 9 and the Infinix Hot 50i. Wow, 3 phones at the top. And these are probably the best smartphones you can currently get right now for about 150,000 naira. I have made a separate review of almost all smartphones I've listed right here in this video. Click any card on the screen and I'll tell you all about it.